Real people, real opinions, Real Talk Radio. The multi-award winning Niall Boylan Show.
Ireland's classic hits.
This story I spotted on Google, and it was actually in the Irish Examiner a good while ago, can I point out? But I just thought it was a nice story. I just want to read, have a listen, I'm going to read a little bit of it, okay? It's a little bit sad, can I point out? Recently, my wife and I went through one of the more excruciating experiences of our lives. The euthanasia of our beloved dog, Murphy. I remember making eye contact with Murphy moments before she took her last breath. She flashed me a look that was an endearing blend of confusion and the reassurance that everyone was okay because we were both by her side. When people who have never had a dog see their own dog owning friends mourn the loss of a pet, they probably think it's all a bit of an overreaction. After all, it's just a dog, isn't it? Many times I've had friends confide to me that they have grieved more over the loss of a dog than the loss of friends or relatives. Now, when you listen to that and you understand, and I know there's a lot of people out there who may have lost a pet and they understand how damaging that can be, and it can be awful, by the way. 14 years of your life with a dog. But research has confirmed that for most people, the loss of a dog in particular is in almost every way comparable to the loss of a human loved one. However, there are little services available to help people move on from the death of a pet. No grief rituals, no obituary in the local newspaper, no religious service. This can make some people feel, I suppose, a little bit embarrassed to show too much public grief over their dead dog, or whatever it happens to be. And by the way, I'm not eliminating the cat people. I know you love your cats too, by the way, can I point out? One thing we have spoken about in the show before is the fact that a person cannot really take time off when their pet dies or is ill. If you went to your employer and said that your family member had passed away, you would undoubtedly be given time off to grieve and attend the funeral. When it happens to be a pet, it isn't quite the same thing. Most people wouldn't even tell their boss that they need time off because their pet had died. They may take some time off sick at their own expense, or they'll go to work and just be depressed. But I want to know if you think there needs to be more understanding about when, a pet dies. If losing a pet, is the same as losing a friend or a relative. Or are you one of those people who think, gosh, it's only a dog, bury it and get over it, for God's sake, get on with your life? I want to get your thoughts on this tonight. Do you think employers should be obliged by law to give you compassionate leave for the death of your dog? Do you think employers should be obliged by law to give you compassionate leave? They are. Well, the law is a bit sketchy around even people dying, but in employment law, they're meant to give you 1 day for a direct family member. They can give you, 2 days for a direct family member and 1 day for a granny or a granddad. If it's a brother, sister, mother, father, it's supposed to be 2 days. But they don't have to by law, I believe. They don't actually have to give it, but employers do. It's called compassionate leave. It doesn't specifically say death. But should they give compassionate leave for the death of a pet? The number, as usual, 087 188 0008. That's 087 188 0008 if you want to give us a call. Or a WhatsApp, should I say. Send us a WhatsApp message right now. 087 188 0008. Should you get compassionate leave for the death of a pet? Sorry, Will, for keeping you so long. I went off on a little bit of a rant there, Will. I do apologise.
How are you, Niall?
How are you doing?
I'm good.
So,
yeah.
Will, should you get time off if your dog dies?
No.
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 That's just a no. You're not even entertaining it.
Yeah. No, that's kind of all I have to say on it. No, it's ridiculous now.
Why is it ridiculous, Will?
Time off work because your pet died.
Yeah.
What kind of, this is real snowflake stuff.
Can you pick up your phone there, Will? You're over the other side of the room.
Yeah, I'm doing the best I can here.
Oh, are you working or something? What are you doing, Will? Are you out and about?
I'm out and about, yeah.
Oh, right, okay. So, but what about people who genuinely grieve the loss of their pet?
Well, you should just
get over it.
Get over it, basically.
Oh, jeez.
Put your socks up. Get on with it, yeah.
Have you got a dog?
Oh, what?
Will, have you got a dog?
I have had dogs. I have had dogs that died. I had a family pet when I was a child. The dog died. I was upset.
Yeah.
But I went on about my business, and that was it.
Just get on with it.
Yes, just get on with it. It's real snowflake generation stuff.
Ah,
off.
Jesus. Well,
Dog
don't get me wrong. Sometimes people say I don't have an ounce of compassion in my body. But I do understand what it's like when people lose, an animal that they've had loyal to them for 14, 15 years.
My father died of a heart attack in front of me, and I was in work 2 days later.
Oh no, I'm like you, Will. That's how I deal with things. My brother died. I was in work that night.
Because I think you're better off, in fact, when you have issues like that, in getting on with things and
Distract
getting your
yourself.
mind off
Yeah,
and moving on.
yeah.
So no, time off work.
No, but I agree with you. See, I'm actually agreeing with you because that's the way I deal with grief, right? But some people don't deal with it like that, and they find it really difficult to get on with their day.
Right. Well, I feel sorry for those people, but a pet.
Yeah.
Perhaps if you got another dog, that might help the grieving process.
That's like saying if your son died, should just have another baby. Like you got me. Yeah. It's not just a case of getting another dog.
You know when they say if you break up with your girlfriend or boyfriend, the best way to get over her
is but get another one.
Vice versa. Yeah.
That's right. But sometimes going on the rebound doesn't really work as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've been there now, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, have you? Yeah. Yeah. The rebound doesn't really work. But, okay, so, but stay there because Alice.
Hello.
Alice. Who the is Alice? So you've never heard that before, sure you haven't?
No, never.
Never. Alice, you're on Ireland's Classic Hits Radio. You heard Will. Get over it.
Yeah. Easier said than done. I had my Lily, she was a little terrier, for 17 years.
It's an unusual name for a dog. Lily, isn't it? That's my mother's name, by the way. Well, it was until she died. I mean, Lily, but it's an unusual name for a dog, isn't it?
And she slept under my bed. 17 years I had her. And when she died, it left a huge hole. I was heartbroken. I cried for 2 solid weeks. My eyes were so swollen, people thought someone beat me up.
See, Will? She sobbed for 2 weeks because Lily died.
I did.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Are you sure there's not a deep underlying emotional issue going back?
Not at all. It was the loss of the dog. I adored her. She was more than a dog. She was a family member. But it was me and Lily always. She slept with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I suppose she could understand me.
She could understand you.
In some things, you know what I mean? She knew, you know what I mean? You knew when she wanted food and said, you want this, and that's what she'd go for, where this is. She was very clever. But
well, dogs do understand things like food and walk. Yeah, they understand
and
those.
I did get another dog, Geronimo, after that. And it wasn't the same because he was just too brazen.
Well, Geronimo just doesn't the same as Lily, does it, in fairness?
No, but he's pure bold and he's not. You can't cuddle him and love him, and he just, you can't replace him.
No, you can, but it's just not the same. But Will just said, get over it and get another dog. That's the end of it. It's done. Grand. Be grand.
It doesn't work like that. Now, I waited 2 years before I got Geronimo, and then I decided I'd take him a puppy, and it wasn't the same. He's not, he's not like her. You can't replace.
So are you telling me if Geronimo popped his clogs, you wouldn't be quite as sad, like?
No, because I have Olive now as well.
Oh,
and another terrier, I got her. And she's out with Geronimo now. They're happy out, two of them. I got her neutered because they're out together.
Who? Olive and Geronimo, are they giving it to each other?
No, they're not now because she's neutered. I got her neutered when I got her because...
Yeah, but that doesn't mean but that doesn't mean he can't do it to her. Even if she's neutered.
I don't know whether he does or not. I don't see him doing it anyway. To be honest. No.
Olive and Geronimo. Jesus. See, Will, she's talking about them like they're children.
And do you have any children yourself?
5 children, 15 grandchildren.
There you go.
5, right. And yeah.
Yeah.
The dogs were like children as well.
Yes, basically. Well, yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? She slept with me. She came everywhere with me in the car. She was just my little shadow. She came everywhere with me.
Well, I can understand the attachment anyone would have to a pet, and I've had attachments like that to my own pet. But I think the day off work and the grief and all that. I think that's.
I took 2 weeks holidays off work when she died.
You took 2 weeks off.
I did, took 2 weeks off. I couldn't go to work in the state I was in.
Oh, right, okay. But 2 weeks is a bit much now, isn't it?
Well, it wasn't because I looked like someone kicked me around the place because of all the bawling.
And do you think employers should be obliged to give you time off?
I really do. Even a couple of days, you know what I mean?
A couple of days?
Especially if you have them. Yeah, if you have them for a long time. Like I had Lily 17 years. You know what I mean? That's a long, long time, You
You probably have people then that get dogs and kill them or something just to get a couple of days off work.
I know.
Yeah. I know. I'm with you. I'm with you all the way. Say there.
No, not all pets. You wouldn't expect to get days off for a goldfish now or anything like that.
Well, why not? Like, if you get attached to it, I suppose.
I don't know. I not a goldfish. I mean, what are you going to do?
I had a goldfish. I had him for 10 years. Spud was his name.
I had a goldfish for 10 years.
Spud. And I'm sure he was replaced a few times. Spud was his name. And the day that I came down that stairs and I saw Spud floating on the top of the water, like a slither of a carrot, he was floating away. He went down the toilet. What did I do?
He went down the toilet, exactly.
Yeah. What do you want me to do? Bury him or something? I don't know.
That's exactly. Goldfish goes down the toilet.
Yeah.
You bury your dog, Doc, and have a little snack.
And where's Lily now?
She's out in the front garden underneath the tree.
All right, okay. You know that's illegal now, by the way, don't you?
I don't care.
People still do it.
Do come up, dig her up.
Yeah, I know. People still do it. You're not by.
Of course they do.
Yeah, because it's council. It's a bylaw now. You're not allowed to bury your pet anymore, but everybody still does it. But you can get them. Why didn't you do what some of them are doing now? They have little doggy funerals and they get a little casket, and they get them cremated and all sorts of things, and they put them in an urn.
No, they're off in her little. No, bury them.
Yeah.
An urn. Where are you going to put the urn?
On the mantelpiece. Yeah.
No, not a...
What? With a photograph of her, Lily. And Geronimo and Olive could sit there looking, and you could say to the two of them, if you misbehave, you're going in the urn with her. Sorry, I shouldn't be laughing at poor old Lily.
No.
Adam.
How are we doing?
Oh, yeah, you take your time there, Adam. Adam, should you get time off work for the loss of a pet?
I don't think it should be the employer's responsibility to pay people to have time off work for the loss of a pet. That lady said that she took a 2-week holiday, which is very different. At least she's taking the time that she's already entitled to. Why should it be the employer's responsibility because your pet dies? Well,
it's not your employer's responsibility, but it's not your employer's responsibility because your wife dies, or your mother dies, or your dad dies, either. Do you know what I mean?
Are you seriously telling me, Niall, that you would be as upset if your wife died as your dog dying, or your goldfish dying, or your gerbil dying?
Yes, your gerbil or go. I've explained already.
And if you say yes, I hope she's listening.
I've explained already that I don't deal with grief. I'm like Will. I deal with grief in a very different way to a lot of people. I deal with it by getting on with life. Generally speaking, now I've been lucky in that respect that I haven't had a lot of people dying around me, thank God. But in saying that,
I understand that, and I've got a dog, and I've had dogs pass before, and it's sad.
It is sad,
but ultimately, it's a possession that you buy.
Your child is not a possession, is it?
You don't buy your child.
Well, some people might adopt.
But
no, my father bought me. What are you laughing at? They did. I was born in a mother and baby home. My dad gave 300 quid to the nuns.
Yeah, but we're not allowed to do that anymore.
I know, I'm just saying. So they did kind of buy me. Mind you, if I bought me, I'd be looking for a refund. Yeah, so if the Sisters of Mercy are listening, you owe me father 300 quid. Anyway, so what I'm saying to you is, a dog is not just a possession. Initially, when you purchase it, yes, it's a possession. I get that. But you don't own your child. You were there to be the guardian of your child. You don't really own your dog. You're there to look after the dog. And the dog will be very loyal to you if you look after it. You know what I mean?
Yep. Look after
I'm
you.
not disputing that a dog is a part of a family. What I am disputing is, at some point,
or a cat,
we have to decide. Okay, so we're going down a dog, a cat.
Yeah.
What do we determine to be a pet? Just a dog and a cat?
Well, I don't know. Some people might like their lizards and stuff.
Some people have a pet cricket. What happens if the pet cricket dies?
See, Alice, here's where the problem lies. Who decides, Alice, what a pet is?
I suppose the person that owns it. I'll tell you a little story about my Lily, if you don't mind.
You far away tell your story about your Lily.
My Lily, as I said, stepping into the bed, and one morning a couple of years back, Lily was backing and backing, 6 o'clock in the morning, backing and backing, and I tipped her with my toe and I said, "Oh, shut up, Lily." She wouldn't stop backing. She kept backing and backing. She was doing it for about 10 minutes. Next, the smoke alarm went off. I opened the bedroom door, the house full of smoke, the house was on fire.
Oh, so Lily smelt it before you.
For at least 10 minutes before the fire alarm went off, that dog had me awake.
Bet you smoke. Do you smoke?
But to be fair...
No.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
Sorry.
the house was on fire. Downstairs, the fire
went out and your fire alarm. Did we then call that a pet because that detected a fire?
Should you get a day off if it breaks?
Well, I have them all over the whole house, so one of them would have at least worked, wouldn't they?
Yeah, you'd imagine so.
No, but
Yeah. So she saved your life, is what you're trying to tell us.
basically she did, because she had everybody up because she was barking mad. She wouldn't shut up.
Now you wouldn't catch Geronimo and Olive saving your life, because those two are busy riding out the back garden.
They probably are. All they want is food and lying in the sun.
She had to get Olive neutered because Geronimo wouldn't just stop and leave her alone.
No.
Geronimo. I have a vision.
Just on a serious note, though.
Yeah, very serious.
How do you distinguish what is a pet?
Yeah.
And how does an employer distinguish that it's actually your pet? Because like you've just said, if it's a direct family member, the general consensus is you get 2 days. If it's a distant family member, you get one day.
1 day, yeah.
So what happens if it's your parents' dog, but you left home 10 years ago?
Does that count?
2 days off
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's your pet.
Well, the other problem, too, from a point of view of an employer, a pet only lasts 14 years on average. Some less, some a tiny bit more, but generally 14 years. So you might go through 5 of them in a lifetime, whereas you're only going to go through one mother and father. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so that's a lot of time off for 8 people. What?
What if your business happens to be a cattle farm, and your young farmer decides, well, you know what? Each one of those are my pets.
I love every one of them.
The guy will never work a day in his life because he'll just take a day off every time one's slaughtered.
Well, let me go to a man who is an expert when it comes to the animal world. My good friend Gerben, who has the only political party for animals in the country. He is running for election in the next election. I swear to God. Gerben.
Hi, Niall. Hi. It's so good to speak to you. I've got 2 cats, and I used to have a Hungarian hunting dog in this case, and it was called Yuri. And then sadly, I had to say goodbye because he had cancer.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
I felt so sorry. And then, of course, I asked my employer if I could have time off, and of course, my employer wouldn't give me any time off. It's like that's back to the story. I think a dog or a cat or any animal, be it a pet rat or a pet goldfish, I won't say a pet shark, maybe not, as I know exotic animals, obviously. But are
they all members of the family? Are they all members of your family?
They could be all members of the family.
Oh, jeez, you've never been working.
I think.
What happens if you have a fish tank with like 20 fish in it?
That's maybe different. But if these 20 fish are if you grow up with that, as a child, I had little. These little red-winged turtles. I don't know if you remember those. And they were sold in pet shops, etc. And then
these are terrapins, the little terrapins.
Yes, those little ones. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, where are they all gone? Do you remember years ago people had? I think it's illegal now to sell tortoise because they're obviously they're not extinct, but they're not far away from it. But years ago, people used to buy terrapins, which are like little teeny turtles. But you don't see them anymore either. They don't sell them anymore, do they?
No, thankfully they don't sell them anymore. But of course, they still sell other animals in pet shops, like
lizards,
so like guinea pigs and rabbits. And I think those animals.
Yeah, but there's no fairness now. With the greatest respect, Urban, there's no shortage of rabbits. You know what I mean? It's not like they're going to become extinct tomorrow. You know what I mean? They're everywhere. For God's sake, they're out in the wild. They're all over the place.
Yeah.
No.
But
anyway, but getting back to the days off. So, but Adam has asked a very good question. So, what do we define as a pet?
We define as a pet if it's part of your family. So, if you think, for example, I'm single. I'm single. Maybe not anymore after this stuff.
Oh, he's gone. Oh.
And then, so I see my two cats as my two girls, so to speak. Now, I'd love to. Was in touch with Husky Rescue Ireland. I'd love to get a rescued husky. They told me I have to build a pen because otherwise the husky will eat the cats alive, so to speak. And then I want to adopt some greyhounds as well, and of course. So I think it's very important. So back to the issue. So at hand, but I think if it's part of your family, your employee should give you time off. Be it goldfish, be it a pet rat, be it a pet snake, pet salamander, or anything which is a part of you and which is part of your esteem, part of your mentality, part on how you think. Part on how you act. It's basically unconditional love. I think for like a boyfriend or a girlfriend would still would complain to you. So
you're not comparing a little pet dog with a boyfriend or a girlfriend, are you? I mean,
no. No, not that far, but
you just did.
They're basically my kids, if you like.
You're listening to Nighttime Talk with Niall Boylan.
With Recruit.ie. Download our job search app today. Search for Recruit.ie in your smartphone app store.
Ireland's classic hits radio.
Let me go to Niamh, who's always a rock of sense when it comes to these things. Niamh, you're on Ireland's classic hits radio. How you doing, Niamh?
Hiya, Niall. How are you?
Yeah. Well, lately you haven't been a rock of sense on one or two things. Now, I'll be honest with you. I used to think you were the voice of reason, but I think you're starting to lose your touch.
I'm getting old.
and cantankerous and
very
moody.
Oh, I'm a bitch, really.
Are you getting to that point, Niamh? Are you getting to that? You know the thing, the aim. You know, the met.
No, I'm in the Perry part of it. Yeah, I haven't hit the main act yet. I'm still in the trailer.
So you haven't become irrational yet, no?
Oh, I've been irrational for years, and I'm not Jesus. Ask anybody.
Yeah, well, there's something out there for it. You better down there and get the HRT lashed onto you. Rub it on. Just bath in the stuff. Give me more of it, Doc. It's wonderful stuff, that. From what I believe, actually, people tell me it's like...
You're going to say, have you tried it? You've got experience.
No, but we've spoken about it so many times in the year. I'm talking to women like it's kind of life-changing stuff. Where can I get my hands on some of that?
Brilliant, yeah. I know, I'm like... Go down to the corner, Harry. I need that HRT stuff.
Yeah, just one rub of it now. Just one rub. Oh, no, here.
That's how 90% of us got into the position we're in. Just one rub. Look at us now.
Just give us a quick back rub, love. That's all I want. Yep. Exactly, 9 months later, yeah.
9 months later.
So, Niamh, getting back to the dogs. Sorry, we've got off on a tangent there, which is fun. The dogs, should you get time off? Should your boss be obliged to give you compassionate leave?
No.
Niamh.
No. Look, I've got 2 dogs, love them to bits, but I've also got 2 kids. Now, I can leave my dogs outside. Yeah. My dogs get fed on the floor. My dogs sleep on the floor. social services wouldn't like that if I did that to kids. There's a big difference between animals and humans. We can love both, but if anything happened to my dogs, I'd be sad. Anything happened to my kids, I don't think I could go on. I'd be devastated.
But there are people out there who genuinely, Niamh, and I know I completely agree with you, by the way. Your family and your children, of course, are much more important than your dog. But there are people out there who will tell you that their dog comes first.
And that's fine.
Before their husband. Like, if somebody said to them, okay, the burglar comes into the house with a shotgun with one bullet, and he says, I'm going to kill one of these two, I'll kill him. Grand,
it's always going to be the dog. Not just because he's the husband,
Leave the dog. Just leave the dog alone. Don't harm the dog.
Don't touch the dog. Look, I'm the person that said that, the Lewis Capaldi video, they could have killed the postman 12 times over and it would have been grand, but once they touched the dog, it's done.
I didn't see the Lewis Capaldi video.
Watch it. I challenge you to watch it. You'd have a glass eye if you don't shed a tear.
Right, okay. Very few movies have made me cry, by the way. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Got me.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
I never watched it. I was terrified of that as a child.
Where? The Child Catcher?
The Child Catcher. Mm-hmm.
Children,
well, mainly because my brother told me he would come and get me.
Lollipops.
Can you imagine them doing that today?
Oh, I think he was a pedo.
They wouldn't be allowed. They wouldn't be allowed to do Willy Wonka either, because there'd be questions about him.
About the way he treats the kids, like?
Well, just the fact that he had the kids in there in the first place. What's the upset?
Yeah.
You think
but Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is the only movie when Dick Van Dyke sings Hushabye Mountain. I'm gone.
Well, that is very sad.
No, I'm gone.
Yeah, okay.
I'm welling up. I'm welling up even now thinking about it. A gentle breeze on Hushabye Mountain. I'm starting to well now.
But was he not very annoying though? He was very our governor, wasn't he?
Who, Dick?
Dick Van Dyke.
But he was meant to be, wasn't he? I mean...
I know, but when he was in Mary Poppins, that was an awful accent too. It was as bad as Tom Cruise being far and away.
That's right, yeah. All right, Governor.
Yeah, he was very...
The old bamboo. Never get together with the old bamboo.
People in London wanted him shot.
Absolutely. No, sorry, we just keep going off on a tangent. Back to the dogs dying. But Niamh, people are listening tonight and they're going, that Niamh one, I thought she had a compassionate bone in her body. She clearly hasn't.
I do. I think
you heard Alice, she grieved for 2 weeks. She cried for 2 weeks.
And it's really sad and I understand it. I just don't think that companies can afford to start giving everybody, because some people could have 2, 3, 4, 5 dogs. Mm. And, if they all reach a certain age at the same time, they could be out for a year.
I suppose so, yeah.
And,
or a cat, what constitutes a pet? Like a cat, I suppose, and a dog.
I know a cat would be.
What about a guinea pig or a rabbit?
No, guinea pigs die as a drop of a hat.
Yeah.
You were changing them every 5 minutes so the kids don't notice. But I think, look, you should be allowed to have time off because it's a death. And deaths are hard, no matter whether it's a 4-legged or a 2-legged variety. But I just don't believe the employer should be obliged to do it, because he will have people taking the piss.
Yeah.
Coming in saying Goldie died and saying, well, did Goldie not die 2 weeks ago? He's like, oh yeah, sorry. That was the other Goldie. This is Goldie the second. We got him just 2 weeks ago.
Goldie Jr.
Yeah, it was a son of Goldie. Yeah, he had a bit of a heart murmur there. It was very sudden, on a Monday after a bank holiday. But I don't know. I just think people would take the piss But definitely give people time off, allow them to take it. Don't say, oh no, it's only a dog.
Yeah, so what you're saying is your employer should be understanding. If it's in a small company, so the employer would know you. But when you're part of a big company, you're just a number. So then it's a different kettle of fish. Then you would have to have, employment law kick in. Whereas a small company.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't even, in fairness, they don't even pay people properly for sick leave.
No.
So I can't see them suddenly bringing us in for pet leave.
Well, sick leave now is this idea that companies can't pay for sick leave. That's going to be gone very soon. They're introducing it. Is it next year, the year after?
It's very little, though. You're allowed to be sick for 3 days a year.
Yeah, I know. That won't do the guards, because the guards take a lot of time off sick. I was thinking, an article in the paper the other day, I think the guards take the longest amount of time off sick. Civil servants in general take the more time off sick, obviously, than private sector.
I didn't think they were really allowed to take time off. That's why they had the blue flu.
No, they're not allowed to strike. That's why they had the blue flu.
Oh, strike. Yeah. So they are allowed to be sick.
Oh, no, all they have to do is look at an assailant and they're traumatised and they take time off. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure some of them do get injured in the line of duty, but I've heard some ridiculous stories, and I'm going, you didn't expect to have to chase a criminal at some point in your life? You know what I mean?
He's restless.
That's your job, like. We'll stay there for a second. Let me go to Monica. Monica, you're on Ireland's Classic Hits Radio. How you doing, Monica?
Not so bad. How are you doing?
How you doing, Monica?
I'm just, I'll be home when the Robin comes home.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
No idea what you just
said
meant.
You were going after the tantrum there a while ago. I was getting it mixed up. I thought she was putting the dog on the HRT.
No, herself.
My dog could use it, actually, in fairness.
Oh, he'd be humping you. No, he'd be humping your leg and everything, for God's sake.
He already does that. He's stressed.
That's embarrassing, isn't it? Monica, how's your little furry friend?
Oh, my little furry friend is not too bad now.
Yeah.
It's unemployed at the moment.
Your furry friend?
Yes.
Yeah, and do you look after him? Do you look after your furry friend?
Yours? Sorry?
I haven't got one. Do you look after your furry friend?
I do. I look after everything.
Every day?
Including you. If I had you here, I would have you cocked up like a cock sparrow. I'd look after you.
Jesus Christ. I now have a new stalker, it seems. Sorry, Monica, I was going to go down a double meaning route there with you, but I've decided now not to, that you're already on the edge.
You can't.
Yeah, you're already wound up like a spring.
Everything.
Well, okay. So, Monica, should you get time off for your dog dying?
No, what I was thinking there was some people, if they haven't got kids, they count the animal as like a child.
I suppose,
but if they have children and that, they shouldn't get time off. I would put the dog before the husband, but not before the children.
Okay, so if you had a dog, it would come before your husband, but not your children.
Right.
Yeah, well, why would you marry him so?
Well, sure. You don't know when you're getting married.
You
should be inside. You should be inside looking out instead of outside looking in. Okay?
She's full of cliches, this one, I swear to God. So, but
we were only blind once. I don't know about you.
So, Monica. Oh yes, I've been there. Bought that T-shirt.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so Monica, you heard Alice before the break. Her dog died, Lily, and for 2 weeks she cried.
She did, but sure, the lips mightn't be going all the way to the top for Lily.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No, Alice. Lily was the dog.
I know Lily was the dog, and I've got a pony called Lily Rose.
You've got a pony called Lily Rose.
That's right.
That's right. And and where do you keep the pony? Oh, I'm waiting for this. Kitchen.
She's in the ensuite at the moment.
Have you really got a pony, Monica?
I have. How should I bunny miss it? Oh, I have.
And what else have you got? What other animals have you got? Cats.
I know. We've got a cat on the outside.
Yes.
And we've got a dog on the outside, and we've got what do you call them? Bulbs. And also, yeah.
That's a wonderful accent you have, Monica. Where is that accent from? All right.
Well, I don't know. I used to live in Sheffield, York.
Oh, right. Okay, yes. It's got a combination of a few accents in there, isn't it? Bit of English, bit of Limerick as well in there, isn't there?
Oh, no, not Limerick. No. Sort of your county.
You're not a dub.
No, Belfast.
Oh, right. Antrim.
Yeah, you get the message.
Yeah.
I'm thinking too.
Yeah, Jesus, she's closer to me than I thought. We're gone. What's the point even having this conversation about dogs? Nobody actually wants to talk about the bleeding dogs tonight. Sorry.
I'm going to offer you a new job.
Oh, what's the meaning?
If you can ride, I will hire you tomorrow. A horse, I mean.
A horse. Right. Okay. Jeez, is there a full moon out? Eddie!
Hello. How are you?
Eddie, are you going to bring an element of sanity into this conversation?
Jesus Christ, Monica is tough. To decide in the garden shed, we'd be in the dog would be inside in the bed with Monica.
That's the story with her, like fruitcake. Yeah.
You always get a laugh when I come on.
Well, we do indeed. Yeah, sorry, Eddie, should you get time off?
Oh, course I used to the course.
Okay, so
I had a lovely little dog, Rex. And the neighbour's cat was by garden, and the neighbour killed Rex for the shovel, and I wanted a couple of days off to go after the neighbour, and the boss wouldn't give it to me. So that was a joke, like.
So you wanted time off, not to grieve, but to go after the neighbour.
To make him grieve for killing Rex.
So you wanted beating up time.
Yeah.
And were you grieving over the loss of the dog, or were you just pissed off at the neighbour?
I was pissed off because I couldn't get a hold of his shovel. They beat the shit out of him.
Oh, God.
Real people, real opinions, Real Talk Radio. The multi-award winning Niall Boylan Show.
Ireland's classic hits.
McCarthy Insurance Group, serving the community for over 70 years. For home, farm, motor, life, health and business insurance, log on to mig.ie or free phone 1800 50 11 11. Probably your best call in 2024. Charles McCarthy Insurance is trading as McCarthy Insurance Group, is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland.